Alexa Bliss finally had some big changes during her recent therapy session, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also take a look at Becky Lynch directly responding to the Ronda Rousey WWE rumors, and much more. Let's start things off with the latest on Alexa Bliss because there's some new topics to go over with her. Starting off with the third edition of her therapy sessions. Now that we have 3 editions of these therapy sessions to look over, we can definitely see some progress already being made among the 3. The first episode was basically the version of Alexa Bliss that we saw during the summer and fall of 2021, the usual Lily era of Alexa's character. The second week, she still was dressed the same and got triggered with the therapist calling Lily imaginary, but she still kept her composure and didn't lash out like the end of episode 1. And now with episode 3, we got our biggest change to Alexa Bliss, both with her attitude and her actual appearance. For the first time in a really long time, Alexa's hairstyle is finally back to being the 2 ponytails. She hasn't had that hairstyle since she was with Bray Wyatt. Firefly Funhouse Alexa Bliss and the version of Alexa that was feuding with Orton always rocked the double ponytails. But after the split from Bray Wyatt, we never really saw that hairstyle again from Alexa Bliss until episode 3 of the therapy sessions. So that was an easy difference to notice. The other difference, go back and look at Alexa's attire. It was all blacked out, which is something we've never seen throughout the entire character change for Alexa Bliss. Her overalls and ring gear always either had her logo, some sort of Lily reference, or this crazy colorful look to it. But in this episode, it was solid black shirt with solid black overalls, something we've never seen her wear before over these last few years. Obviously, the change in attire is a big hint about a personality change. It's something Hollywood uses a lot as well. They'll show you a change in a character's personality, but what's something to make the change in character even more obvious? Well, give them a drastic change in their physical appearance. That'll help signify a shift in character even more. Like the Joker, for example, after he started going through events that changed him, he turned his hair green, dressed in ways that we've never seen him dress before, and it definitely lets the audience know that something has changed with him. Same sort of thing for Harley Quinn and so many other characters. They make these big changes to their appearance to go along with their big change in character. So, same applies for Alexa Bliss here. First time in nearly a year that she has a different hairstyle, and the first time ever that she's wearing all black everything. Definitely hinting strongly that Alexa is changing in some major fashion. A theory fans threw out there is that Alexa is reversing through the last 2 years. She started off as her Lily era. The 2 ponytails could be a reference to the Firefly Funhouse era, and she'll keep reversing until she reaches the pre-Bray Wyatt sort of time. With the rumors of WWE recently filing again for the rights to The Goddess, fans started assuming that the endgame would be Alexa just turning back into the Goddess. Alexa actually cryptically responded to the rumors of the Goddess returning and basically denied it with this tweet. She said, "I like to evolve and always move forwards, never taking steps back." Considering the time of this tweet, everyone understood it as a response to the Goddess rumors. And Alexa is right. That's what WWE is all about. It's about evolving your character constantly. So it's weird that everyone has this obsession with the Goddess coming back because that's not usually how WWE works. It's extremely rare for a superstar to go back to a previous persona from so many years ago. Only superstar that comes to mind that pulled it off was The Undertaker. He was dark at first, turned into this biker character, and returned to the darker character after that. So he definitely did it, but besides him, it's not something you usually see. So if you want Alexa to change out of the Lily persona, then that's fine and understandable, but wanting her to revisit a persona from 4 years ago, that's not usually how it goes. But it's a confusing time because WWE did legitimately file the rights to the Goddess recently, but at the same time, Alexa says she wants to evolve to something new. So it's a confusing situation right there. As far as the actual context of this episode itself, Alexa told this story of when she first met Lily. She said she was 6 and was knocked out cold by these 2 teenagers that were bullying her. But when she woke back up, Lily was there and the girls were gone. That's when she started hanging out with Lily, doing all these things. And Alexa says that she never saw those girls again, and how Lily said not to worry about that. But this episode had the happiest ending of all 3 that definitely shows some progress. Episode 1 ended in a lash out, Episode 2 ended with a stare down, and 3 just ended in a very casual way, with Alexa going on and on about her stories with Lily. Alexa also retweeted a tweet from a fan that mentioned how Alexa was changing, so Alexa basically acknowledged what was happening by retweeting the fan. So the character is definitely changing. The happier attitude, change of hairstyle, change of clothes, it's all signs of a big change happening. Only thing we don't know as of right now is what kind of change is it? If this story was ordinary Alexa Bliss coming back and just acting like the Lily era never existed, that would be really weird. But if it ends with some sort of remixed new version of the goddess and the supernatural character, this would be very surprising. Sounds like a character that would be really deep and unpredictable. You can't fully erase Lily out of the picture either, because then you eliminate the whole revenge arc that Alexa has going on for her with Charlotte Flair and others. So, change is most definitely happening right now to Alexa Bliss. We just have to hope it's a good change. Ronda Rousey has been trending straight for a few days in anticipation for her highly rumored WWE return. WWE and other superstars usually keep it quiet on big rumors like this one, but that's not what Becky Lynch did. Becky Lynch directly quoted the Bleacher Report post about Ronda Rousey's rumored return and left a comment about the post. Becky Lynch had this to say on Twitter, quote, "Was wondering if you'd show up again. I've still got her and she's doing great," end quote. Becky Lynch posted that tweet along with a new photoshoot image of her holding the Raw Women's title. When Becky said that she still has her, she's obviously referencing the women's title, the title that Ronda Rousey lost during her last appearance. Sort of like challenging Ronda to come back for it and try to make her take it from her. So like we were talking about with this matchup earlier this week, it's really the perfect match and just writes itself at this point. To know that this match was days away from happening back in 2018, but was cancelled due to the last-second injury was just devastating. Then WWE teased Becky vs. Ronda at WrestleMania 35, but they added Charlotte Flair to the match and they took away the one-on-one match from happening at WrestleMania. So it's a match that truly is 4 years in the making, and it sort of feels like a blessing in disguise that the match never really happened, because this definitely feels like there's this massive mystique around the matchup now. Ronda coming back off a big hiatus. Becky Lynch is on top of her game. It just feels like the perfect time for it to happen. So we'll have to wait and see on that. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.